Hi, Oyindamola. Good evening. Can you confirm that you can hear me? Good evening, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you please confirm that you can hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. It's 1 minute past 6:30, so we'll wait for a couple more. Oh my God, a couple. She's a simple. She's that. We'll wait for more people to join. Thank you.
Okay, okay, sure.
Hi guys, good evening. So I guess that a lot of us in Nigeria are experiencing network issues. So the facilitator will join us soon. So in a bit to wait for the facilitator and give other people, other mentees room to join us. So we'll just take a few feedbacks from you guys. You could just drop it in the comment section and give us a recap of your experiences so far in this mentorship program, so we can have an idea of how how it has been so far for you guys. Thank you. Please keep it coming. Can you guys hear me? I'm not audible enough. Yeah.
I can hear you. I'm not sure about the others.
Okay, thank you. So you can, all right, thank you, Miriam. So I'll be expecting you guys feedback in the comments in the chat box. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, I was logged out. I guess the network is so poor, so I apologize. So what did I miss? There's no message here. Can you guys, respond to me so I can know that I'm audible enough? Hi. What's happening? Why is nobody speaking? All right. Thank you. Betel, can you share your experience so far, with the live sections and your meetings with your mentor, and if you've been able to connect with your body as well? I'd like to hear from you.
Hi. So, maybe I can share my experience until the others come. So I think you were locked out. You didn't see the last message that I sent.
Hi, Betel, sorry, I got logged out again, so I think I missed your feedback.
No, I actually didn't start when you went
Okay.
silent. I suspected that happened, so I was.
All right, so you can go ahead now. Thank you.
Okay, so I was saying in the comment section how much my mentor has helped me. I had like so many ideas and ambitions, but I didn't shape them in a way that I can actually accomplish those plans. So my mentor has really helped me develop my PDP and also in some applications that I was planning to make. Just making my ideas more coherent and persuasive. Sometimes we have the ideas, but we need some guidance to shape them appropriately. So I really benefited from that. And it helps to have somebody, see the qualities in you. Sometimes you might not see your strengths and your weaknesses clearly, but when it's a new person meeting you, they can see where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. Yeah.
All right, thank you. We are super glad to hear that there's an impact. Thank you so much for sharing. Hi Miriam, thank you for sharing. The sessions from the beginning have been amazing, and you're working on your personal brand. How's it been? Can you share? Hi Miriam, can you share like what
Hi.
okay, please go ahead.
Okay. So since I have been, let's just say, I have been so quiet on social media and maybe talking about what I'm doing, but as a result of our sessions, I've been able to be more going, posting on LinkedIn especially, and also being courageous. Maybe if I'm having a meeting or if I'm supposed to talk to people, yeah, I'm able to do that because of our sessions, and also the meeting with my mentor have been so educative. yeah, she has been able to guide me in maybe how I should make applications and how maybe I should start writing to publish some articles. And yeah, it's been great so far. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Miriam, for sharing that. So without further ado, Tina, okay, not Tina. So she's also Tina, but our other names are Rita. She's also known as Rita Okonkwo. So hi Rita, can you say hi? So we can.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Thank you for joining. So I'll
Sorry,
just go ahead and
work is a bit crazy, so I really hope I don't drop out at any time. I hope you understand.
sorry, I'm not sure I got that.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Okay, good. I was just mentioning that my network is a bit glitchy, so that was what I was trying to say. But can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
But thank you for joining. I mean,
All right.
despite the, the network issue. Thank you so much. So I'll just go ahead and read Rita's bio. And Rita Okonkwo is an award-winning data analyst with a strong passion for data storytelling and using data to drive business decisions. With a background in mathematics and a keen eye for problem solving, she has been very vocal about leveraging data-driven strategies to optimize decision-making across various industries. She's also an advocate for building in Oh my God, I'm also experiencing connectivity issues as well. So I was saying that please let's, appreciate Rita by clapping here and, as we welcome Rita to facilitate the session on that we're having today. Yay, thank you, Miriam. Hi, Rita. Over to you. So I'll just share your slides. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Great. Hi, Rita. Are you still on the call? And okay. Okay, she's on the call. Hi, Rita, please, if you are speaking, I can't hear you. Hi guys. So I see that Rita has left the call, so she's trying to okay, so she will join us very soon. So while we wait for Rita, we could just continue with our feedback. So Miriam has given us Adibayo, Jumoke. Thank you. Momo. You're welcome. Do you want to share, maybe specific details? Hi, Jumoke.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
All right. So my experience so far has been so amazing, and I'm privileged to be on this program. And my mentor has been so helpful, and she's also amazing, like I said. And she has a listening ear. She's ready to listen to me and also share her experiences with me. And this has been helpful for our work too, because everything we discuss on a bi-weekly basis, I apply it to what I do at work. And I'm sure that by the end of this program, I'll be and I'll also be a great product manager soon, and also have the opportunities to also practice. So that's, and also every session we hold every Thursday. I'm always looking forward to it because every day I learn new things that everything is always applicable. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you too. We're so glad that you're, learning. Thank you so much for your feedback. So Rita is here. So okay.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
So
Yeah,
sorry.
it's
For some
fine.
reason,
Understand.
the internet has just been very crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a
Okay,
general problem.
really?
It's everywhere.
Okay. Please confirm you can hear me clearly, though.
Yes, I can.
Good. All right. Good evening, everybody. I would like to apologize for my in and out, first of all, before we dive right into the session. And please confirm I can go ahead right away.
Yes, you can. Yes. Just let me know when you need me to move the slide.
Okay, sure, we'll do. All right, so today we're going to be looking at skills development. I'm sure that at every point in, or at one point in our life, we've just woken up with the realization that, okay, wanted to do something new or wanted to pursue a career in a certain part or in another maybe field or something like that, right? All these things fall under skills development. And today we're going to be looking at skills development and what transferable skills are, how to upskill and when to upskill. Please move to the next slide. Good. So just like I mentioned in the last slide, today we're going to be talking about skills development, what exactly skills are, what hard skill is, and what soft skill is. We're also going to be looking at transferable skill, and then whenever you want to skill, what are the things that you should be on the lookout for? When is actually the right time to actually upskill? These are the things we're going to be looking at. But before I dive right into it, I would just like to give a brief intro to my background. I know she already talked about or gave a brief bio, but I'll just like to walk you through who Tina is. Please, can you move to the next slide? All right, so my name is Tina Okonkwo, and I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst. I have over 5 years professional experience, but I've been working with data for the past 2 years. I'm a coach, I'm a tutor, and I'm also a mentor. I train people in using Power BI for data analytics. I also train people on how to visualize data visualization, and data storytelling. I'm very big on building in public. So I'm an advocate for building in public because a case study of how much you can achieve by building in public. And for me, my goal is to actually help others kickstart their career in data analytics. And I'm doing this by sharing resources and mentoring a lot of people in the data analytics career path. And you can connect with me on Twitter and on LinkedIn. It's Rita_Tina on Twitter and Tina Okonkwo on LinkedIn. All right, now let's move into the order of the day. Please just help me with the next slide. I'd like to do a brief exercise, right? I want to get to know you guys. So what's your name and what's that one skill that you're currently trying to improve? So just leave that in the comment section, right? So just leave your name and one skill that you're currently trying to improve. For me, one skill that I'm currently trying to improve is actually public speaking. I've done a lot of virtual meetings and all that, but I've never really spoken to people. I think I've done like maybe 2 in person, but I've not really done an in-person public speaking, where I get to speak in front of crowd, because I used to be really, really shy, and I'm trying to come out of that shy box, actually. So I would like to get to know you. Okay, I can see some persons already leaving comments, right? Somebody saying time management. I think I fall under that gap too. Somebody said data visualization skill. Another person said data analytics. Nice. These are actually great skill. And I think while we go on, you get to see where this skill that you're trying to improve on, where it actually falls under. Please, next slide. Okay, now we want to learn about skill development, right? But do we really know what exactly skill? Do we really know what exactly skill is, right? Now, in order to complete task successfully, wherever you find yourself in order to complete your task successfully, you need to have like knowledge, ability, and competence, right? You need to have these 3 things, and that is what skill encompasses. Like, it's just the combination of like your knowledge, your ability, and your competence to perform certain operational tasks. That is when we talk about skill, this is what we're talking about. And skills are actually developed through life and work experiences. And sometimes they are also gained through studying, through training, through school, right? That is all about skill. And when we talk about skill, there are different types of skill. Just like I asked you what skill you're trying to upskill, and you've mentioned different, somebody mentioned data visualization, another person mentioned data analytics, I said public speaking, somebody said time management. All these things are skills, but we can actually classify these skills into hard and soft skills. And we're going to be looking at what hard and soft skills actually mean. Please, next slide. Okay, so when we talk about hard skills, right? Now, for your hard skills, there are specific skill sets that you actually gain or you get through training, through education, through formal education. For example, like a medical student or a medical doctor actually has the skill of medicine, right? But they actually acquire that skill by going to a medical school for probably maybe 5-6 years. Another example can be you trying to acquire a tech skill, and you have to go through maybe a 3 months or a 6 months training. That is an example of hard skill. So hard skill are those specific skills that you learn, like they are teachable abilities, right? You gain them through education or specific training. And some examples are like your programming language, for example, like your Python, financial analysis, or even when you learn a foreign language, right? When you're learning a foreign language, you actually maybe take a course or you pay for probably a training to learn probably French or German. These are actually hard skills. And these skills are actually assessed through test or certification. For example, a data analyst might have a certification in data. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst. I can only be being Microsoft certified make that particular skill, data analytics, what a hard skill. Okay. Now let's talk about what soft skill. Now, for your soft skill, please move to the next slide. Soft skill is actually very different, right? they are mostly seen as like personality traits, something that you've actually learned over a period of time, right? Something that you've built over a period of time. Let me give an instance of how I mentioned public speaking. Prior to now, I couldn't even jump on a virtual call like this and even have sessions without having probably anxiety or feeling very nauseous, right? But over time, I've been able to build that level of confidence, right? I've been able to gain that particular skill to speak to people in a virtual meeting like this. So that is an example of a soft skill. You cannot actually measure a soft skill. You know, like how you measure your hard skill with certifications and the likes. You can't mention you can't measure your soft skill that way. Your soft skill can only be measured by actually observing that particular person, right? Or qualitative assessments where you are like maybe asking the person specific questions rather than strict testing. And examples of soft skill are like your communication, the way you communicate to people, teamwork, the way you work in a team, time management, which somebody mentioned earlier. So you know time management falls under what your soft skill, problem solving, critical thinking, leadership. These are examples of your soft skills. Please, let's move to the next slide. Now that we know what skills are, and we know what hard skills are, and we also know what soft skills are, right? What then exactly is skills development? Now, when we're talking about skills development, we're basically talking about identifying those skill gaps, right? You've mentioned that you want to learn data visualization. You realize that, oh, you don't know data visualization. That is why you need to upskill in data visualization. So that is skill development. Skill development is identifying your skill gap and looking for that opportunity, right, in improving that particular gap, in filling up that gap. And you're not just looking for the opportunity, you are taking actionable steps, right, to actually develop that skills over time. So it's not a like one-off thing. You are developing that particular skill over time. So when we talk about skills development, this is what we're talking about: identifying your skill gap, filling up that skill gap, and taking up actionable steps to actually develop that skills over time. Please, let's move to the next slide. Now, I like to classify skill development into like three main types, right? Because, and I'm going to explain all these types briefly. Now, when we talk about skill development, right, it can be, you can categorize them into three different parts: upskilling, cross-skilling, and reskilling. Now, for upskilling, you are actually probably in a particular place, right? Now, when I was researching about this particular topic, skill development, because sometimes when we say I want to upskill, people naturally would take it as, oh, you want to go and maybe you want to move into a new career or something like that. But I've come to realize that upskilling is probably you are in that particular role, right? But there are things that you need to learn. Probably there's a new technology that comes out, so you need to improve yourself in that particular technology. This is you upskilling, okay? Now, when we talk about cross-skilling is you learning new skills that you actually need for your role. I'm going to use an example of coming from the data analytics part, right? As a data analyst, there are three things that you need to learn, or there are certain tools that you need to learn: your Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python or R, right? You need to learn the visualization tool, Power BI or Tableau, then a coding language, Python or R. Now, say for example, I've learned Excel, right? And I'm working as a Excel data analyst. I've learned Excel and I'm working as a data analyst, but I need more opportunities, right? Or I'm looking to chase an opportunity in maybe like that they are requesting for Power BI or SQL. I need to actually, learn those particular things. And this is where cross-skilling comes into part. So you're learning new skills to actually supplement what you already have for that particular thing that you're doing. Now, reskilling is what a lot of us are doing, because some of us, we went to school, we graduated with a particular degree, right? Some persons graduated with maybe microbiology, and today they are learning data analytics. Some graduated with probably engineering and they're doing something else, right? So what this scenario is what we call reskilling, where you're learning new skills so that you can move to a new role, so that you can transition into a new career path. So these are actually the, now we'll talk about skill development. These are the things I want you to have at the back of your mind. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, good. Now let's talk about transferable skills. I want to touch on this before I move to the next thing I want to talk about, because it's actually very important. I've gotten questions like, oh, I know I've been a customer service person for the past 5 years, and I'm looking to transition into data analytics. How do I, does it mean that I have to become an entry-level data analyst or what? Now, this is where transferable skills come into play, right? You've already been a customer service person before. You have experience dealing with customer data and all of that information, right? Like resolution and all of that. You've seen that particular data before. Why not pick that knowledge you have from there and transfer it to the data analytics career path? This is what we call transferable skills. So transferable skills are skills that you've had in different jobs, different industries, but when you move to another role, it still applies there. You can still use them. And most times, this is where your soft skills come into play. Things like communication. Some people are they are great when it comes to communication, right? So when you're moving to a new role, you can actually shine in that particular role because you're showing them that, oh, I'm a great communicator, right? Or say your leadership skills, for example. You're working in an organization where you're in a managerial position and you're transitioning into a new career path. You can actually demonstrate to a recruiter that, okay, I have this particular skill of leadership where I can handle a team, and they are giving you audience, so you're getting that particular role. So that is what transferable skills is it's about, right? When we talk about transferable skills, they are actually skills that are of value that you can still apply across different jobs and different industry. And I've cited examples like communication, problem solving, teamwork, adaptability, time management, right? These are examples of transferable skills. And when you're able to highlight and identify these skills that you know that you can shine, that you can use, it actually increases your chance of being employable. So that is something. So you might want to check yourself, look at what are those particular skills that I know that I'm very, very good at, and I want to pass to the other place. Now that we've been talking about skill development, we'll be talking about hard skills, soft skills, and everything, right? You might be thinking, okay, I want to upskill, I want to reskill. When is actually the right time to actually do this, right? Now, I've listed a couple of things that you need to know. First thing first, when you realize that there's a skill gap for your current role. Now, how do you know that there's a skill gap in your current role? I always advise people, like if you're in a particular industry or a particular field, try to read articles, try to keep up with the trends. I'm in a field where it's currently evolving. I work with data, and you can see the emergence of AI and all of that. There's something my mentor would always say. He says something like, AI will not take anybody's job, but those who know how to use AI will replace those that do not know how to use AI, right? So I have to keep myself in track by reading articles and, watching a lot of videos that have to do with like data, right? So you have to look at, now when I watch those videos or read those articles, I might come across something new, or I'm looking at a particular job role and there's a skill that keeps coming up and I don't have that particular tool set or that skill set in my portfolio. That is when I know that there's actually a skill gap here. I need to actually upskill in this particular thing. And like I mentioned, when new technologies emerge in your field, that is a time to actually upskill. Sorry, there might be other professions on here, but I want to speak from the data analytics point of view. So recently there was a new technology that came out from Microsoft, Fabric, and a lot of beginners kept asking, oh, do I need to learn this? Do I need to learn this, right? Now, one thing that is very important, because you might go into an interview and they ask you, okay, have you worked with Fabric before? Do you know Fabric? Because most times there are a lot of tools. You can't learn them all. Most of the tools I work with today, I picked them on the job. So what I do is I read about that particular tool set. I know that, okay, there's this gap there. There are new technologies. So I need to actually upskill by reading about this particular technology. So I have information on what this technology is about and what this technology does. Another time to actually upskill is if you're looking for a promotion in your place of work, you're looking to get promoted or you want to move to a new career. Say, for example, you are in the law profession and you're looking to transition into tech. This is a time to upskill. You start looking at probably those jobs you are targeting, what are the tools they need, what are the skills they require, and then you start upskilling in that place. So that is another time to actually upskill. And the most important, and probably the most important of them all, to stay relevant. This is very important. If you are a career person, I believe that learning should never stop, right? Like you want to keep learning and sharpening your knowledge, because there are a lot of new technologies, there are a lot of new, in fact, with the introduction of AI, or with the emergence of AI, like it's becoming really, really crazy, where you can just type something in ChatGPT and it gives you, I can put my data into ChatGPT and it analyzes that data for me. So there are other things I need to do to upskill to actually stay relevant and competitive in the job market. Because if I go to an interview, for example, and there's somebody that knows how to use AI very well, and the recruiter is asking, oh, can you use AI? And the person says yes, and I can't use. The person is much more liable to get that job rather than I am. So it's very important if you want to stay relevant and if you want to stay competitive in the job market. This is very important. Please, let's move to the next slide. Okay, thank you. All right, so now that you've known what the right time is to actually upskill, right? What are the steps that you need to take to begin your skills development, right? What are those things you want to think of first? Number one thing is think about your goals. I'm a goal-driven person where I like to set clear goals, like really, really clear ones. That if I say I want to do something within this time, even if I don't achieve it, I want to be sure that between now and this period, to enhance this particular skill. I made an example of like how I want to build my public speaking skill. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to speak at events. I'm looking to speak at events, right? Please confirm you can still hear me clearly, because I think my internet is glitching. All right.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So you want to first think about like why exactly you want to enhance that particular skill. That's the first thing. It can be that you are enhancing your skill for a job, or probably you're trying to get a volunteer opportunity, or maybe you just even want to do it as an hobby, or you want to improve your confidence, for example, right? That is something, these are the things that you want to start thinking about. So imagine like, for example, like just like I mentioned, right, that I want to be very good with public speaking. And I mentioned that the reason why I want to do this is what I want to speak at events. That is setting a clear goal. This is my goal, right? After doing that, you want to identify your skill gap, right? I've established that particular goal. Now I need to start thinking about what are those things I need to do to actually reach that particular goal. For me, I've decided that I'm going to take courses. I've started taking courses, right? Because I want to build that particular skill. I want to fill that particular skill gap, right? So the first thing you want to do is think about your goals. The next thing is identify your skill gaps. Now, the next thing that I always listen after discovering that these are the places, right, where there's a gap. The next thing you want to start doing is now think about how you're going to improve that particular skills or fill that particular gap. And how are you going to do this? By investing, right? You want to probably buy a course, you want to for a training, or you want to even go, there are even free resources online, right? You want to dedicate time. Investing is not just investing money, it might be investing your time, investing consistency and all of that. So you want to dedicate yourself to actually improving your skills with investment, right? So you need to think of the thing that motivates you, right? And be prepared to actually make investments. So investments of whether it's time or whether it's money and all of that. Number 3 thing is to actually set honest goals. Remember I said the first thing is set your goals. Now, in the course of thinking about your goals, you don't just want to like be blind about it. You want to set honest. Sorry, I got cut off at the point. Please confirm you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. All right. So just as I was saying, right, you want to set, you don't just want to be very blind about setting your goals. So when you are thinking about your goals, make sure that you're very honest with yourself, meaning that, okay, oh, this is my level, right? This is not, you don't even Excel before. And then now looking at the Excel instead of starting from the base. You want to go ahead and start taking advance. That is not you being honest. And it reduces your chances of improving in that particular. So you just spend a lot of time on that particular place. So you want to set honest and reliable goals that you know that, okay, within this particular time frame, I will be able to complete or I'll be able to hit these particular goals that I've set for myself. Another thing is to actually get a coach or a mentor. I cannot even overemphasize on this one. Mentorship is very important when you're trying to upskill because there were people there before you, people that are actually very experienced in things like this, right? You want to look out for those people that are very good with public speaking. You want to look out for those people that are very time management or people that are good with data visualization. Look at what they are doing. Look at what they've done. It doesn't have to be a direct mentorship. It might be a passive mentorship where you're just watching them and replicating what they have done in their own journey. So it is very, very important that, like I mentioned, it could just be as simple as following those people that are doing good or doing great at that thing that you want to do. So it's possible that you might go as far as contacting them or making like a strong network relationship with them and stuff like that. But like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be, because I know how difficult it is to reach out to people. You might just want to like follow them and watch what they are doing from afar. One more thing is having a plan, right? Like I said, don't just go blindly, right? Once you've established your goals, once you've set your mind to, you actually need a plan to enact them. Number 1 thing, I want to learn data visualization. Okay, I want to learn, I'm going to use this particular course. Okay, I'm going to learn this course, I'm going to get it on YouTube, and I'm going to use probably 3 months to learn this, finish the particular course. And I'll be taking 25 to complete a particular chapter. That's you having a plan. Like that is actually a great plan. And you can know that you are like that is your plan. Maybe checklist, day 1, I've done this, day 2, I've done this, day 3. That is another very, very great thing when you want to upskill. Something else is getting support. And when I mean support, I mean an accountability partner. It's very, very important because it's very easy to lose track of what you are doing. Like it's very, very easy. For me, I have a lot of accountability partner. Like I just have people, I'll just tell you that, please, I want to do this thing. In the next 1 week or in the next 2 months, remind me how I'm doing at this particular place, right? Remind me if I'm doing, and by the time I know that, oh, this person is going to send me a message, I don't want to be embarrassed or I don't want to disappoint the person too. I will go back to that skill. So it keeps you in check. So having an accountability partner is very, very important when you're trying to develop your skill. And last one is monitoring your progress. See, it's very important. Like, it's good to say you want to learn something, right? But are you actually learning that thing? Are you growing? I mentioned something that probably 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have even been able to like speak to it like this. But over the years, I've watched myself. The very first time I took a course where I taught, I was laughed in class because I wasn't that good. Did that stop me? No, it did not. I just was going to get better at this. Now I'm getting like good and very, very beautiful reviews about my teaching, about the way I teach, right? And this is because I've been able to build that skill over time, and I've been monitoring my progress that, okay, this is great. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm at a very, very solid place where I know that I've been able to track my progress and look at those places where I'm lagging behind. Okay, I don't think I'm very great at this angle. I'm going to try to, like get better at this particular place. So it's very important while you are setting your goals, while you are, identifying those gaps and talk accountability partner. It's also important for you yourself to be your own accountability partner where you are monitoring your own progress. So these are the things that I need you to think about when you want to start your skill development or your journey into developing new skill. Please, can you move to the next slide? All right, so I would like to leave you all with these quotes, right? It's actually one of my favorite quotes from Scott Adams that says, every skill that you have doubles your odds of success, meaning no knowledge is a waste. Whatever you have the chance of increasing your income, increasing whatever base you are in your career, or increasing it double, right? So every skill you acquire doubles odds of success. I want you to think about it and think about, I want you to think about this as you go ahead of skilling, reskilling, and even cross-skilling. Thank you very much for listening. I want to see if there are questions. Questions now. So please, if there are any questions, I'd like to take questions now. Sorry, I know I was a bit fast. I was kind of hoping my network doesn't glitch, and I know we're already above time. I hope you enjoyed the session, too.
Yes, I did. It was a very beautiful session. Thank you so
Questions
much.
from anybody? That slide, actually.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes,
Hello.
I can hear you. Please go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, I said I enjoyed this session. It was very beautiful. So I don't know if any of the mentees have questions for you. Guys, please, let's, if you are unable to speak, you can drop your question in the chat box. And if you are able to speak, you can speak up. You can raise your hand and then you would Tina just left. Guys, while we await our return, you
I'm
can
still on the call, actually.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Okay. So we can say that everybody, is fine with where they are now. Mm. All right, so I guess that there are no questions and everybody understands and they are fine with their current state. All right. Okay. So Tina, thank you so much for this. I guess that you did a very good job in, taking us through, and I guess that the mentees are probably reflecting. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box. So if Bethel is asking how long
Okay.
will it take to become a data visualization expert if you start training now?
Okay, I would say I can't give you a specific time frame, right? Because everybody has different journey and different activities that actually are right. You might actually even have a full-time job and you want to combine it with actually learning to become a data visualizer. So I can't tell you that, oh, within this particular time frame. But one thing I know for sure is that if you dedicate, right, if you dedicate at least 3 months, you can know the very basics of data visualization, right? Now, speaking from my own angle, I know in 4 months, I was already building great dashboards, right? And this was because of the level of, I know for the first 3 months of my journey, I was consistent, like my nights were for data. I would spend the entire night because I have a very, very, it's a very, very complicating story, actually. I was learning at that point without a laptop. And the only person I had that I could access a laptop, she was using it during the daytime. So I need to borrow that laptop at night. And that was the only time I had, right? So I spent that 3 months sharpening my skills in data. And I can tell you that in the 4th month, I was already doing very great with data visualization. So depending on how much time you have and following the right people, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos. They're actually great YouTube resources. When you follow, I don't want to list all of them on here, but maybe if you send me a message on LinkedIn, I can share a resource with you where you can get all these pages. I can share it with Eniola later so that you can share it with you guys. So that is that's what I want to mention. So you don't need, there's no set time frame, but I can assure you that if you are dedicated in 3 months, you can actually be grounded with the basics of data visualization. I hope that answers your question. Okay, I think I see a second question. For a committed person with already some background on some software with a full-time job, okay, I think it depends on the software that you already have. If you're probably you've used Power BI before, or you've used like visualization tool before, then I'm very sure it's not going to be like so long for you to grasp, because you already know the basics already, right? What you're just trying to do is probably sharpen on your design, your report design skills, and all of that, and adding maybe intuitive like elements to your report, right? So I'm very certain that it's not going to take you very long, but I don't want to put a time frame because we are all very different persons. I can tell myself that in 1 week I want to be a good data VIX expert, and I'll see to it that I try to achieve that. But I can't say the same for somebody else. I hope you get. Okay,
Thank you
I
so much.
answered the question.
Yeah, she already answered on the chat box. So if there are no other questions, we'll just bring this to a close. Thank you so much for this was really beautiful and very insightful. And I'm sure that every one of us, not just the mentors, would reflect on these things and put them into good use. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye.